Hi, everybody. This is SAAD. I just read an article in the New York Times wherein it was announced that Harvard's first black dean was let go from his position because he is defending Harvey Weinstein. I think it's Weinstein. I can't remember if it's Weinstein or Weinstein. This is the hashtag #MeToo cretin, the Hollywood producer who, would harass and, if not attack, many aspiring actresses, if not established actresses. I'm not a lawyer, but I understand concepts that should be clear to the average 3-year-old. A fundamental legal precept is that everyone in a free, enlightened society is entitled to the most vigorous defense possible when they are charged with a crime. This is why Adolf Eichmann, the Nazi who was responsible for the killing, the extermination of countless Jews, received proper legal representation in Israel. They could have killed him. They brought him back to Israel and they tried him and then they executed him. Many Nazis in the Nuremberg trials received, all the Nazis in the Nuremberg trials received proper representation as they were being prosecuted. These are Nazis, not Harvey Weinstein, Nazis. Ted Bundy received representation. Well, actually, he ended up representing himself because of being the sociopathic narcissist that he was. But in other words, all possible mechanisms of a vigorous defense were available to him. Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, is that his name? I think that's what it is. The guy who would wear the clown suits. In other words, when you're judging how enlightened the society is, you specifically look to the most vile cretins and whether you're willing to adhere to your principles for such people. This is exactly the same idea when it comes to freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is not something that is only said so that is only applied for you to say, my God, Dr. Saad is the model of masculinity. He is what every intellectual should aspire to be. Of course, that's true, but you don't need freedom of speech to be, to be able to say that. Rather, freedom of speech is that you can say the Holocaust never happened, right? The most grotesque possible falsehood to deny the Holocaust is what we allow in a free society. It's not we allow free speech as long as it maintains community cohesion. We don't allow freedom of speech as long as it doesn't hurt your feelings. We don't allow free speech as long as your religious sensibilities are not hurt. We have free speech precisely so we can mock your religion, mock your most sacred things. Not because we want to be mean, because that's what it means to live in a free society. So Harvey Weinstein, as bad of a guy as he is, or appears to be, or allegedly is precisely how you test the power of the legal system in the United States, and that is that he should be afforded every right to defend himself. Okay. Now, in many cases, there are defense lawyers who specialize in doing nothing but defending really bad guys. And of course, one can wonder, how is it that they live with themselves? When you defend, for example, really nasty mob bosses, you know that they're not innocent. But even those guys have a right to a vigorous defense. The whole legal system is based on that. So imagine here what happens when you get the intersectional singularity point. You have a black dean, so people are very happy about that, because of course we should judge someone's merits based on their skin hue. But once this black dean, who is a lawyer, does the unthinkable, which is to try to apply a basic tenet of American jurisprudence, which is that every defendant should have a right to proper defense, then the students, the very scared students, the very offended students, at Harvard no less, are unwilling to put up with such devastating reality as defending the U.S. jurisprudence mechanisms. It's grotesque. Unless people speak out, unless people start saying, we won't tolerate this anymore, it's only going to continue to worsen. Speak up. Get engaged. Don't sit idly. I was sitting with my family in the garden. I read this. I got pissed off. I came upstairs to my study to weigh in. I'm not American. I'm not tied to this case. I don't support Harvey Weinstein. But I am driven by first principles. And again, the legal system is only worth the paper that it is written on if we have mechanisms that seek to defend the ugliest, the most vile of people. It's not a difficult concept. Have a good day, everybody.